Hi Jennifer, this is Gail Tucker and I'm replying to your video post. Enjoyed it very much. It was very detailed. I used to live in Virginia. It sounds like you found a really nice, very thorough informed consent. For this blog, I'm using the reference of Simmons and Lilly and Coonley that will be included underneath my post. So what I noticed about the informed consent that you found is that it is truly thorough. The one that I found, not so much so. It was a one-page document. But I mentioned in mine that I wasn't sure if it was a standalone or maybe there was more out there than that. What I liked about yours is it definitely covered all points. There were different components to it. But I think that with any type of consent, and I again looked this up in the Simmons reference, is that we go over these consents with our clients. I have seen, at least in the counseling internship that I went through before with pastoral counseling, that when people came into the office, they were given a set of papers and instructed to sign them, but nobody really went over these documents. And I know that at least in this office, there were quite a few people coming in for addiction counseling. And some of them were not totally themselves at the time. They may have been withdrawing. They may have been under the influence at the time. And their understanding, especially the mandated clients, was very limited as far as what we could release. And almost immediately after we would see a person, we would receive requests from their attorneys, from their probation or parole officers, from the court, especially if they were court mandated and had to be seen a certain number of times or participate in drug court, as it's known here. So a lot of them didn't understand that this information in notes could be, they could see it again in a court of law. What's nice though is that the POs and the attorneys and the court seem to be, at least from what my supervisor told me, very understanding that there's no way that we would be able to make much progress with our counselees if they weren't able to talk to us and tell us about their drug history, their current use, things like this. So if they were constantly scared of saying anything, revealing their current use, then we couldn't make very much progress at all in their counseling. So often, even though they asked, they signed release of records and things like that, they would ask us for very limited things, like only that they showed up. Not necessarily the notes that were included in that visit, which I thought was very respectful. And it allowed the counselors to go a little bit further, a lot further with the clients because that trust was there. Now, we can't guarantee always that that's what they're going to ask for. So it is good to go over with everybody that informed consent and exactly what it means. Thanks so much for letting me watch your post and everybody else. Everybody did great. And I hope you have a good week. Thanks.